Hello, this is Sandy. Welcome back to video 2 of my tutorial for the Graphic 45 Safari Adventure travel case. In this segment, we're going to continue on with adding the black chipboard support into the lid. Now these are done exactly the same as the ones that you added for the base of your box. These go on the inside, so I'm putting score tape on the back of these uh, black chipboard sections. Now these are cut, you're going to have two each that are 7 7/8 inches long by 1 3/8 inches tall, and two each that are 5 7/8 by 1 3/8 inches tall, so that they're just about 1/8 of an inch shorter than the actual height of the lid of your case. So go ahead and add your score tape like this, and then you will peel the backing off and insert these into the lid of the box the same way that you did on the base. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit to save some time on the video so that you can still watch and follow along. I have all the supports in on the inside of the lid and the base, and I am lining up the two pieces to make sure they line up, and then inking the edges. Excuse me. Next, I am measuring some strips that I cut out of the animal print, the stripes of the animal print on the safari paper, and I am inking the edges of these. I will be attaching these with score tape around the circumference of the lid and the box. So you want to make sure that you take your time and line these up. Use pencil to make some placement marks. Measure from each side to where you want to put these paper trims. So this gives your suitcase a lot of variety. It breaks up the solidness of the papers that are on the top and the bottom. And so you want to put these down, and I'm going to go ahead and speed this up so that we can see this quickly, but you can still follow along with how to add trim. And you do want to put your trim on before you add any of your metal hardware. In this segment, I have cut other pattern papers that I want to add to the base of the suitcase, and it's going to go around the bottom as you see here. And I have placed one of the metal corner pieces on. I haven't attached it with any brads. I just placed it on there for placement because you want to make sure that this particular piece of trim does not go over the metal pieces that you will be putting on later. So I've already added the score tape, and I'm pulling that off, and I'm going to put this trim on the base of the suitcase. Here I decided to add some even smaller trim from some of the animal print along the bottom edge of the trim that I'd already placed down. So I'm adding score tape to this, and then I'm going to add that in with the pattern that I'd already added to the bottom of the base. I also decided to add some animal print trim pieces around the lid of the box. So here I'm putting the score tape on, and I will attach this trim to the lid portion of the box, and you'll see that in just a few minutes. I'm happy with the trim that I've added to my case, and I've lined up the two pieces, and now I am taking the two metal hinge pieces that I selected for this box. I ordered mine online. You can check with Tim Holtz, Kaisercraft, different companies that might have the smaller hinges, or check with Etsy and find some different shops that carry the metal hinges if you can't find any locally. And I'm just marking the hole placements right now for both of them. There will be two hinges on the back side of my case. And after I've marked the holes, I will be taking a piercing tool and piercing through the holes. Now it's, if you use a, with these type of hinges, if you use a crocodile, the smallest hole punch will still be too big for the brads that go through these. These hinge type, this type of hinge has a real small hole, so you have to use the small brads like the Tim Holtz with the long prongs. Those work best for me, so that's what I use on this project, is the Tim Holtz long prong brads. And punching the hole with the crocodile makes the holes too big, and so the brads don't, the prongs on the backside don't hold good. They can come loose. So I use a piercing tool or a drill. I have a drill that I sometimes use, and a 1/16 inch bit works great through the chipboard on that. But for these hinges right now, since some of you don't have a drill, I'm showing you how to do it. I'm actually using an awl that I got at the Harbor Freight hardware place, and I'm just going to pierce the holes through carefully so as not to bend the box, but I do want the holes to go all the way through the double thickness of chipboard. Once you have all your holes pierced, go ahead and start putting the metal hinges onto the lid or base of your case, and then insert all the brads. So you have to be real careful about holding them together, the two pieces of the suitcase together, once you're attaching the final side, and then gently open it up because the prongs are still not opened on the inside. And go ahead and turn the prongs or the brads so that the prongs will run uh, horizontal with the edge of the box. You don't want the prongs sticking up above where the finished edge of the box is. So turn those and then open them all up. Use some kind of piercing tool or a brad tool to open up the prongs, and add some glue to the back of the prongs over the hole where the brads are inserted on the inside of the case. I actually use 3D lacquer, which is similar to glossy accents. Once you've added glue to all the prong backs, then go ahead and set it aside to dry. Now I'm going to show you how I use my drill to attach the corner pieces. Off camera, my camera shut down, so I do not have the video showing how I did the latch on the front, but you install that the same way as you did the hinges. You can use a drill or a piercing tool to make the holes for the brads. So you attach that with the brads and then secure them with glue on the back. So right now I'm drilling one hole for a metal corner piece, and I insert one brad. Then I drill the rest of the holes for that particular corner before inserting all the brads. So it just helps to hold the metal corner piece in place while I do the drilling. I really like to use a drill on chipboard when I'm doing holes for brads. It's just quicker and easier. And again, I'm using a drill and a 1/16 inch drill bit for the hole size that I need. Make sure when you're opening up the brads on the inside that you turn the prongs so that they do not extend over into any of the edges of the box. So you want them inside the area that they're attached to, and go ahead and open those up, and then you can also add some glossy accent or 3D lacquer to the backs of those prongs to secure them in place. So after this we will have all our hardware on, and in the next video, in video 3, we'll work on the handle.